Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Man here. Hope you're doing well. So today or this week is the official 20th anniversary of one of my favorite, if not my favorite, not only Tony Scott film, the late Tony Scott, but also Denzel Washington's Man on Fire. Came out in April 23rd, 2004. I did not see this in the movie theater. Why I did not see this in the movie theater? I don't know. Other than that, it was rated R, and I was, I guess, in 8th grade. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't see this in the movie theater. But I am a huge fan of this movie. I think this movie is great. Like I said, it's my favorite Denzel Washington movie. It's also one of my favorite, the late Tony Scott, who tragically died in 2012. He's all mainly known for Top Gun, outside of, this movie. He's also collaborated, or did collaborate, with Denzel Washington on a lot of his movies. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, Make the Man Jerry, Unstoppable, the one with Chris Pine, a bunch of other ones prior to Man on Fire, Deja Vu, and I mean, Denzel worked so much with Tony Scott. I think some people forget, Tony Scott has a brother, Ridley Scott, who Denzel has only, at this time, only done one movie for Ridley Scott, and that was American Gangster back in '07. Now, of course, Denzel is working again with Ridley Scott with Gladiator 2 coming out later this year, but he was mainly known to work with Tony Scott, the brother of Ridley Scott, for so many movies back in the day. This is an awesome movie. I love how this movie deals with a lot of character development, especially in that first hour. It's all about character, developing that relationship between Denzel Washington and the very young Dakota Fanning at the time. Dakota Fanning is another one who, talk about one of the great childhood actresses back in the early 2000s. I mean, this girl was working with everybody. Robert De Niro, Sean Penn, Tom Cruise, Brittany Murphy. She was in that movie Sweet Home Alabama at the beginning of it. Mike Myers for The Cat in the Hat. Not a great movie, but we're with Mike Myers. And then you look at the directors like the Tony Scott, Steven Spielberg, and so on and so forth. And Dakota Fanning does an excellent job in here. Between Denzel and Dakota, they have great chemistry, and that's what you have to have by the time we get into that second hour of this movie. If that chemistry doesn't work between them, the movie, especially when we get to the very end of the movie, it wouldn't connect. It wouldn't be so emotional, so heartwarming, and so sad when we get to that ending of the movie. And like I think Dakota Fanning does a great job in here. That first hour, for a child actress at that time, she gives off an amazing performance. Like I said, this is the girl who was in the movie I Am Sam with Sean Penn. When you go full retard, no Oscar. And she upstaged Sean Penn. I mean, it's like, really? Really? And here she does a great job. You never feel like the acting between Denzel and Dakota is off. They are like on the same wavelength the entire movie. And I love that. And then you get into the second hour of this movie, and it's non-stop action. Violent, gory, bloody scenes. And I like how each moment that Denzel goes after someone that's connected to the kidnapping of Dakota Fanning's character Peta, each interaction is something different. It's not all the same action scenes. Like, okay, we're gonna, one of them, he cutting off a guy's fingers. Another one, he put the bomb up the guy's ass. Another one, he's launching a rocket launcher at a car. One of them, he goes into a club. I mean, there's just so many different action sequences that don't feel repetitive. I love the cinematography. Tony Scott brought this unique look to this movie with the saturated colors and just this feel of it. He went on to do a lot of this later on in other movies. This look, like that Keira Knightley film Domino. But here it was something new. And like that, I don't know if he was trying to borrow a little bit from his brother Ridley Scott, who did Black Hawk Down. But I love the look. I love also, like, this movie has a lot of subtitles because it's in Mexico. And the subtitles they're not only on the bottom of the screen. They're over here, they're right in the middle, they're maybe up top. I mean, it just brings a certain energy and a certain flavor to this movie. Let's talk about the music. The score and the music for this movie is great. Lisa Gerrard does like the main theme of this movie. And Lisa Gerrard is also the same composer who composed Gladiator for Ridley Scott, the brother. And you never hear that same feel of music from Gladiator and Man on Fire. And a certain same rhythm to it. And obviously it's done by the same composer. And then you get the soundtrack like Blue Bayou. Then we have a song from 9 Inch Nails in here, which is also badass. I mean, Denzel's a badass in this movie. I mean, I love the character development in the first hour. You get that Oscar-winning acting in the first hour. And then in the second hour, we get the badass, training day Denzel, but as a good guy, badass. And it's just like, and then you get to that ending and it's so emotional and it's sad and you buy it. And then you get that Lisa Gerrard music during that sweeping emotional moments. And you're like, oh, come on. It's funny in moments. Like the scene where she doesn't want to take violin or piano lessons anymore. Or voice lessons, I don't know, one of those. And Denzel's like, you know how to belch, burp? Just burp. Every time you're about to sing, start burping. Try it. And you hear her in the class, the private lessons, and you just hear her burping. And, those are funny moments. Tracy, you're smiling. What? You're smiling. You smiled. No, that was a smirk. Not a smile. See? Smirk. Not a smile. The supporting cast in here is pretty awesome. You got Christopher Walken as Denzel Washington's friend, plus partner back in the day when they were running on missions and stuff. He's great. You got Radha Mitchell as the mom. You got Mark Anthony, who used to be married to Jennifer Lopez. You got Mickey Rourke in here as like the lawyer or person for Mark Anthony. The only thing, you got an interesting cast in here. So this is a great movie of 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, it is a pretty long movie. But like I said, it's great. Like, you get that first hour of character development, which is brilliant. Which I don't feel like we don't get enough, even in action movies today, that really spend time on character. And then that second hour is just action, action, action. And like I also love the editing where they have those flashes of seeing Dakota Fanning screaming, "Crazy! Crazy!" And, you know, it kind of shows where Denzel Washington is in his headspace. So yeah, this is one of my favorite movies of Denzel's, of Tony Scott's. That's why I was so glad last year when we heard that Denzel and Dakota Fanning were teaming up for The Equalizer 3. That was great. I wish that Denzel Washington's character alive as Creasy. They could have made an entire franchise of this movie, Man on Fire. And like this was before Liam Neeson did Taken, where he had to go get his daughter back. We got Denzel going after Dakota Fanning to get her back when she was taken. You know, what was it, like 5-6 years before Liam Neeson's Taken. So, this is an awesome movie. If you have not watched Man on Fire in a while, I highly recommend it. Denzel Washington's great in here. I think it's one of his best roles. Dakota Fanning, one of her best roles. And personally, I think it's one of Tony Scott's, the late Tony Scott's, best films. So let me know in the comments below. Have you watched Man on Fire recently? Are you going to watch it for the 20th anniversary this week? Let me know in the comments below. Matt in the back.